Now to another. North Sydney take on Canterbury in the Saturday match of the day at the Belmore Sports Ground. Canterbury went into the game as competition leaders, but it took just 40 minutes in the first half for North Sydney to really shock the Canterbury players and their fans.
And there's the referee for this afternoon's fixture as he looks across into the sun, and Warren and I can testify after looking into the sun for some time down there, it's very strong. Mick Stone this afternoon, the referee, and we're about to see the start. Terry Lamb, there's the start of the football match here this afternoon at the Belmore Sports Ground, with North Sydney defending that northern end or railway end of the ground in the first half, and that's Adrian Toole who's running the ball out from back near his own line. North Sydney desperate for a win. They've lost one and drawn their last two matches, losing to St George a fortnight ago, drawing with Souths last weekend, and against Canterbury in the last 10 years they've met 20 times, and North have won only 7 of those encounters. Desperate for the 2 Winfield Cup points. That's Hanson. The tackler there in the cycling sort of headgear is Brandon Lee. Here's Jones, the ball, Ray, Tony Ray, Dunn's got him. That's Graham. What good skills from Mark Graham. Up to the halfway line. Here's a chance for North Sydney. Gee, that was a good bit of work from Mark Graham. And also Tony Ray. Graham. Florimer kicking for touch. Been knocked on.
A terrible error by Robin Thornback there. He had the ball covered. I don't think the sun affected him, but that's the position on the field where wingers are going to have a lot of trouble throughout this game. Looking right into the sun, it's going to be very difficult for them in the second half. I don't think it had anything to do with that one, however.
Facing the other way. Bad mistake. There's ever such thing as a good mistake. Florimer with the ball. He's only 12 metres out from that Canterbury line. North's right on the attack through Friend. 9 metres out. Dunn and Lee, the defenders. Blindside, Graham. Graham. Good run from Mark Graham. Tools the dummy half. Blindside again. Quick hands. That's Simons. And hasn't he been in good form this year? What a welter of tries. Dorahy. Friend. Florimer. Looking for the runner. Oh, that was bad play from North Sydney. Jones was meant to get it. He didn't come up with it. That's Toole who's playing it 20 metres out. Last tackle against the Bears. The kick, charge down. Dorahy's kick. Back there. French has fallen on it. That's Brett French who's got the ball. Count starts again, says the referee. Dorahy again. Dummy half on his own penalty. I think it was against Langmack and possibly even Lamb. Bit of an altercation in the back play. The 2 props that we mentioned at the beginning of the match, Bella and Tunks having a bit of an argument. I'm quite certain that originally Peter Tunks came in to separate some protagonists. Dorahy, the goal kicker for North Sydney, he's normally very accurate, and he certainly brought his boots with him because he's registered the first points of the afternoon. And so North Sydney, after 3 minutes, are leading Canterbury Bankstown by 2 points to 0. On the quarter line, here's Lee, 20 metres out from that North Sydney line. Alchin, Lamb, Tunks, slip pass back to Dunn. Well, they worked that well, they probably worked that in the lounge room. 2 fellows share the same house. Oh, what a tackle from Jones on Langmack. And Langmack comes up with a big grin and says that didn't hurt at all. Here's Tunks. Open side away, Brandon Lee again. Good defence from North Sydney though. Look at this again. Watch this as Jones comes into contact here with Langmack. You reckon that would have tickled the ribs. The kick from Lamb. Coming down 10 metres out. Dorahy goes high, it's gone loose, it's knocked back, or is it? No, the referee's ruling him offside, Tony Ray, and so the penalty goes to Canterbury right in front of the post.
Dorahy objecting to the decision, claiming that Ray wasn't offside. You see on the replay, the ball certainly high, but some concerted attack there from Canterbury, showing plenty of spark in close to the ruck. And I don't think Paul Langmack will throw another dummy for a while if Gavin Jones is anywhere in the vicinity.
Have a look at this again now. Where in position is Dorahy and Ray? Now, they're the players. Now, there's Dorahy going high. The ball, gee, that looked as if it had gone backwards to me. It went backwards. Ray was in front of Dorahy, but collected the ball in an onside position. Difficult one for the ref, but it looked originally as if it was knocked back. And they're on the replay again. Perhaps a harsh decision against North Sydney. Might have been a bit unlucky. Here's Terry Lamb to try and level the scores. Lamb from right in front. It's there. So 2 points to Canterbury Bankstown. 9 minutes gone in this match at the Belmore Sports Ground. It's Canterbury Bankstown 2, North Sydney 2. Alchin from dummy half. There's Tunks. Oh, the big men collide again. That time it was Hanson who put Tunks on the deck. So we've seen a couple of big hits early on in this match. It's Terry Lamb with the ball. The floated pass that was almost intercepted. Here's Farrer though. Farrer in a bit of space up to the quarter line. Thorne. Away to Langmack. Back to Thorne. Thorne can't get away from Simons. Too much North Sydney defence there. Last tackle against the Bulldogs. 13 metres out. Lamb. There's a little grubber kick again. Dora, he's back there. He's lost it. Could be a try. No, he's got it at the second attempt. Now can he get it back into the field of play? He can't. Another line drop out. Well, every North Sydney supporter lost their heart for a moment.
Well, who would want to be a fullback? Again, the kick this time from Terry Lamb along the ground for the first two bounces and pops up right in front of the post. Dorry has to fly, only just gets the fingertips to it, and the ball luckily recovered by Dorry, who did well to get back once more.
I think he'd get a run for the Sydney Kings with that basketball effort too, and Sandy Campbell's made an error, a bad one. So 3 times now we've seen Canterbury unforced errors take pressure off the North Sydney Bears.
Well, that's Campbell making the mistake that time to give North Sydney the chance, and a moment ago was John Dorahy losing the ball on the first tackle at the other end, and it's so vital on the basic unforced errors, you just can't make them.
That could have been the sun too for Sandy Campbell. You saw him getting down low to take it, but that's 3 unforced errors from Canterbury, knock-ons which are given possession to North Sydney. Simons. He missed him past it now. There's the earlier matches this afternoon, and some really good football played there. The President's Cup, the under-21s match, Canterbury taking that by 14 points to 12, and in a magnificent reserve grade game where we saw the score fluctuate throughout the second half. Canterbury defeated North Sydney 22-17 with a try about 5 minutes from the end of the match, and North had a try 2 minutes to go, with 2 minutes to go, disallowed. Brett Franks it was playing that ball. Here's Friend. Kick looks too deep. Campbell, safe as you like that time. It's not easy out there, Warren, at the moment. That sun's in a very difficult area, just over the top of the grandstand roof.
And it'll be the same, particularly for wingers and fullbacks, for the rest of this season, because late in the second half of the season, the sun is very low. And in the second half, you're virtually looking at silhouettes when you're on the far side.
Here's Dunn taking it up for Canterbury. Midway, half and quarter line. Canterbury's end of the park. Alchin goes from dummy half. Good run from Alchin, up to the halfway. Williams supporters tackled. Florimo the defender, just inside North Sydney's territory. Lamb on the blind side, kicks it back the open side for the spaces. Is Kerry Bowstead back there with it? He slips over.
We've seen Jason Alchin make a couple of good darts in around the ruck. He's breaking up the North pack, and a mistake by Bella. And another unforced error. No pressure on him, and this is really telling because both teams, when they do hold the ball, are looking pretty good in attack.
Clayton Friend in the back play was receiving some attention, so he went with the North Sydney halfback as this scrum pack's down, and now Canterbury right on the attack, and there's Alchin taken on that run round there by Florimo, but he's only 13 metres out. Langmack, Campbell, Tool low and Graham over the top, the defenders. 8 metres away from the North Sydney line. Alchin away to Lamb. Lamb's little grubber kick has been knocked down. I think North Sydney have come up in possession. The referee says so. And it's Friend who's actually going to play the ball 10 metres out from his own line.
Canterbury are really playing the percentages with this kicking game. Inside the opposition quarter, they're stabbing them in behind the defensive line. Plenty of chases coming through. It's a try. They might come up with the ball, or the defence is going to be right back on their heels. But Canterbury aren't prepared to throw the ball across the back line with passes at the moment.
Oh, here's Bowstead, vintage Bowstead. He's got that pass away. Here's a chance. It's Frenchy, and French up over the halfway line. Oh, he's left like a shag on a rock. The North Sydney players stood back there and watched him.
Well, it was bad luck. Ray overran him. Ray was there and then overran him.
Gee, there was some other.
There should have been more.
Good footballers. They swing it wide to Simons. Here's a chance again for North. Down to the quarter line. Andrew Simons. Only 18 metres away. Good football, North Sydney. Dorahy. Back it comes. Friend. Across it comes Florimo. Quickly across from Tony Ray. The grubber kick. Here's Bowstead flying. Bowstead picks it up and scores. Vintage Bowie. Bowstead's back. Who said he's lost his speed? Great football, North Sydney, and the Bears lead 6-2. Oh, good football from Tony Ray. But Bowstead started all that with his great break from inside his own quarter line.
Yeah, it's great football by North, and we'll see Tony Ray thinking exactly what he's going to do with the ball when it comes out here. He had support, 2 men out wide, and he elects to go for the kick when other players may have decided to throw the pass, but instead it goes in behind O'Brien. Plenty of others coming across, but Bowstead beat them all, and the cover just too late with Peter Tunks coming into the corner. Tremendous football by North. The lead-up, as David mentioned, was there through Bowstead at the other end. He had support out wide, 2 men on 1, elected to go for the kick, and I must admit at the time I thought he'd taken the wrong option, but he proved me wrong, and a good try by Bowstead. But make no mistake, they're not easy to pick up at the end here. It was bouncing down fairly low to his knees. He knew he was under pressure to do something quickly. Look, he picked it up from just above the knees. Great work by Bowstead.
Doherty to try and convert the try from the sideline. It's away to the left of the uprights, and so with almost 20 minutes gone, North Sydney leading Canterbury by 6 points to 2. There's Frank Stanton, arms folded, which is a normal pose from Frank. I dare say he'd be pretty well pleased at the moment because his team's leading 6-2, and this might make it 8-2 because the penalty against Canterbury for being inside the distance again, and it's only about 35 metres out, and I reckon John Doherty will come up and have a shot at penalty goal.
Interesting to hear from Peter Wilkins. Is there much wind down there, Peter?
Well, hardly any at the moment, Warren. I don't think it's affecting the play at all. Interesting to see the venom with which the North's forwards have come out here today. I think there must be a question mark over whether they can keep it up, but certainly the talent they've shown in defence and attack has left the Canterbury side with something to think about. The more fancied Canterbury pack, and they've been perhaps playing second fiddle to this big North pack at the moment.
Here's Doherty to try and make it 8-2. He struck it pretty well, just wide. And so the score remains North Sydney 6, Canterbury 2, 21 and a half minutes gone.
Well, a real blow for the North side. Mark Graham coming off here, and we'll find out what the injury is all about. His replacement for the moment, Kevin Maher, but it certainly doesn't look good for Graham.
Kevin Maher's no slouch either. He's been in good form this year, so the Bears won't lose too much with him on the field. Ray down on the quarter line, Canterbury's end of the field, and there's Toole. Toole strong and hard, my word, they hit him with everything, and he's still got away. And he can't get the ball away in the end. With one hand, he's trying to keep Peter Tunks at bay, who's got 2 free. North Sydney, a very spirited Bears unit at the moment. Out wide, Doherty. That's a good pass, an equally good ball and all defence from Robin Thorne. Florimer. Back the open side it comes. And here's Ian French on the quarter line. A bit of a swing too. There's the kick from Clayton Friend. Getting underneath it was Farah. He's lost it. Try to North Sydney. It should be. Has to be a try to Brett French, I'd say.
I think we'll look at the replay closely though to see who knocked the ball on.
Well, did Brett French knock it forward, or did it come off Andrew Farrah's hands? Farrah was underneath it. It's back to the North Sydney opposition. Here it is. There's Farrah getting underneath the ball. The North Sydney players coming through. And certainly Brett French has got the ball and put the ball down. Now let's have a look at this one. Seems to come off French's stomach almost, doesn't it?
Well, it may have slipped through his hands and been knocked back by the Canterbury player.
Doherty. Try and stretch this margin. Been a good performance from North early on from the quarter line. There's the kick. Looks all right. It's there. 2 points. And North Sydney are leading by 10 points. North Sydney 12, Canterbury Bankstown 2, 25 minutes gone. Penalty goes Canterbury's way, so here's some pressure. North Sydney will have to soak this up.
In the lead up to that scrum, we saw the ball go across the Canterbury back line. Lamb running around and getting it back off Curry. I think Canterbury could do worse than to try that a little more. Get it out to Curry. He's a very fast centre. Andrew Farrah very experienced. Terry Lamb coming around.
That's it. Using Farrah's strength and the brilliant acceleration that Curry and Lamb have got.
Good combination.
Folks, now that's Alchin on the run round. They're only 9 metres out here, Canterbury. Folks a dummy half. Here's Langmack, 10 metres out. Good North Sydney defence so far. Alchin on his own. That looked forward as it went to Dunn. Dunn can't get his pass away either. Fourth tackle against Canterbury. Ball's played, Alchin with it. Alchin on his own. Alchin darting, weaving. He's almost there. Half a metre out from the line. Good run from the little fella. Punks the dummy half. Quickly away it comes. The kick from Folks comes off one North Sydney player. It's picked up by Dorahy, and he's going to be forced in the end goal area, and so the line drop out will follow. Oh, what's on here? Someone let one go.
I think it was Langmack. Let one go at Dorahy.
Almost into the crowd over there. Now Mick Stone's going to pull someone out. Dorahy's being called out here by the referee. Someone else will have to be called out too, you'd think. Let's have a look here. There was no risk that the referee was going to award the line drop out. Now there's Dorahy held. Now that's Lamb. And the ball's come loose. And Terry Lamb's let one go. Now that's what it was. Now whether something happened before that got Terry Lamb going. And in the end, there comes Martin Bella coming in and pushing Langmack out of the road. Now, who's got the 10 in the sin bin?
Well, the elbow
Dorahy's got 10 in the sin bin.
And I think he's shaking his head, and rightfully so. Lamb was trying to push him over, and he just
there's three of them in the sin bin.
Retaliation.
There's three in the sin bin. Dorahy, Bella, and Langmack. Penalty's gone to Canterbury in front. I think Lager's had a few words to say to both of them with the way he came off too. Well, I don't blame him. Langmack and Bella probably deserve it because they came in as the third and fourth man, and that's the one the league, well, no one really likes that because that's normally the thing that starts it all in. And I dare say that's why the referees put those two in the bin. And obviously someone saw exactly what happened because it seemed quite obvious that John Dorahy let a little one go, which started the whole thing anyway.
Yes, I'd say the referees and the touch judges got it dead right that time.
Lamb, 10 metres out, almost in front of the post. He's got it. He's kicked it right over the ground, almost onto the railway line. I hope there's no train coming. And might puncture the ball. North 12, Canterbury 4. Florima. Away it comes to Jones. Haven't seen much of his attacking skills in this first half. Just outside the quarter line. 3 men in the sin bin at the moment. We've got Bella and Dorahy for North Sydney. That's a good pass. Here's a chance for North. They might only have 11 men, but they're in. And it's the other French this time. Ian French has scored the try. Brett scored one, and now Ian evens it up. North lead 16-4.
And it's a handy lead, isn't it? 12 points, and it didn't take Mark Graham long to get involved. Good strong run, first of all, by Steve Hansen, and slipping the pass away to Graham, backing up. He created the overlap and gave it to French, who steps well. There were plenty of blue and white jerseys in front of him, but he was on the move, and really they were never going to stop him. He's a determined runner. Even though there were 4 there, they just couldn't stop him. But Hansen starts it all. The high tackle from Folks, in they go, but he slips the arm out. Great work from Hansen. Graham there for the backup, and determined running here from French with a youthful sidestep from this former second rower, now a very successful centre with his brother. Once more, it's Hansen. He's the man who made it. Look at that pass. Absolutely brilliant. After sucking 2 in, that caused the defence to be 1 short. They were always battling to contain them from that point on.
Ian and Brett have now scored 1 each. Tony Ray it is who's taking over the goal-kicking duties. There it is. And he's just missed it. My word, they could have been a long way in front if they kicked all their goals this afternoon, Norths. 16-4 the score in favour of Canterbury. 6 minutes remaining in the first half. There's Steve Mortimer sitting on the sideline. The Bears leading by 16 points to 4. And again, good Canterbury defence. Hansen it is, the North Sydney player who'll get up and play it. Midway half and quarter line, north end of the park. Friend, they're really lined out deep here, the North Sydney backs. Florima, away it goes. That was a good bit of football from Brett French. So here's Dorahy back with it. And Dorahy gathered in. Last tackle against North Sydney.
And a great tackle from O'Brien coming off his wing. He had 3 men coming at him.
The floated passes from Friend out towards Simons. He comes back on the inside to Friend. The dummy. Bella was taken without it. Well, we're going to see something after that. No, the referee says play on as Campbell comes up with the ball for Canterbury. Bella tackled on suspicion in the back play. The referee's now waiting for the touch judge who's just come in. Now, I wonder whether this is on about the Bella incident because referee Stone missed it. Now, there's the kick through. That was from Friend. That was after he threw the big dummy, and Bella had been tackled on suspicion off the ball. And the touch judge is in now. Now there's Thorne and Tunch. Now there's the kick through again. That was just an incident. And that was Friend kicking the ball ahead. Penalty's gone to North. Now it was for Bella being taken out of the play. What happened was that Friend threw the best dummy you've seen for some time. and Bella was just taken completely out of the action. I thought when referee Stone said play on, he must have seen it, but...
Well, it certainly was a great dummy from Clayton Friend. He sold it to the lot of them and spun around and kept going. But Bella ended up on the ground pretty heavily. It's funny though, Clayton Friend had no mercy on him as he got to his feet slowly. He was screaming at him to get back up there and get into the action quickly.
So Dorahy, a pretty important kick this, because 14-point margin. I notice Les Kiss, now the runner, is back on the field speaking to Mark Graham. I don't think it's out there to give him a drink of water either.
No, the message has come down from Frank Stanton, no doubt about that.
And I notice there also Tony Ray getting the drink of water and the whisper in the ear. There's Les Kiss. Dorahy lining up. Pretty important shot at penalty goal, about 9 metres in from touch. It's about 37 metres out. So here he comes. There's the kick from John Dorahy. It's swinging around. It's there! What a good kick from Dorahy. And that might well be the ball game. It'll take a big effort from Canterbury to get back into it now. North 18, Canterbury 4. There's Glenn Nissen. He looks as if he's about to come on. Scored the match-winning try in reserve grade. Farah, the kick. Dorahy traps it soccer style. Then easy as you like, turns around and gathers it in and runs it back 15-20 metres.
Poor kick from Farah straight to Dorahy. Not on the full, but if not for the sun, Dorahy probably could have taken it on the full.
And North Sydney leading 18-4. Mark Bugden coming to the sideline as well for the Canterbury Bulldogs. Friend, away it comes now. He goes French. This will be another try. Ian French will win it. He comes to Campbell. Campbell does well to take him to the ground. Long pass out wide. 6 to go, says the referee. It came off a Canterbury hand. And Toole, who's had a big game for the Bears, is only 10 metres out from the Bulldogs line. Florimer in a dummy half. Greg Florimer on his own. He's 8 metres away from the Canterbury line. Tony Ray to dummy half. He almost knocked that on. Bella blindside. Graham charges the line. He's only a couple of metres out. Florimer again the dummy half. Away it comes. Dorahy, quick hands. It went away. Hanson, the pirouette. He's got it away. Ray should score. He can't. My word, he's gone close. He will. Yes, he is. He's in. Tony Ray, easy as you like. And if it wasn't the ball game before, it is now. It's 22 points to 4. They should have put him on the deck 5 metres out. This was as easy as you like.
Yes, North had the back set. They looked as if they were going to move it out. Hanson realised that the defence was moving that way, swung around. Ray looked to be covered up here by Alton, but he ducks out of one, struggles and fights and gets the ball down for what certainly should seal the match. But the backs were well set. Dorahy in there directing the play. The dummy from Hanson. He took the option of going back inside even though he had support outside, and luckily for him, or was it rehearsed, did he know that Ray was there? Ray did the job to capitalise on the good work by Hanson.
A chance to make the margin 20 points from right in front. He's got it. And so North Sydney lead Canterbury Bankstown by 24 points to 4. How many footy tabs have gone out the window already this weekend with the big margins already?
Well, it might all be a bit too late, but Canterbury have made the big triple replacement here. Steve Mortimer, Mark Bugden and Glenn Nissen. They're all on. Off, Steve Folkes, Sandy Campbell and Jason Alton.
Restart from Terry Lamb. There have been a few people that have suggested that Steve Mortimer can walk on water. I think he'll just about prove that he is a miracle man if Canterbury can come back and do it this afternoon. North Sydney, they've been far too committed this afternoon. They've been by far the better side. They lead 24 points to 4. There's still 22 minutes remaining in the match. Mark Graham leaving the field after a job well done this afternoon. His replacement out there, Kevin Marr. He's got through 15 tackles. He was off the field for 10 minutes in the first half. He's been involved in a couple of important tries. Been a handful every time he touched the ball.
Graham has been a constant threat.
Beautiful ball. Dorahy away went to Bowstead. This is Florimer. Back inside Canterbury's territory. This is Friend looking for a runner. It's the last tackle against the Bears. The kick from Bella, and Bella, what Tunchi can do, I can do as well. Good kick. Peter Tunch put one in the first half that was as good a kick as you'd ever wish to see, and this one from Martin Bella. I think any 5'8" would have been prior to that.
Steve Mortimer's going to feed this scrum. He's really got nothing to lose out here. Canterbury are already a beaten side, so he's certainly not going to cost them a game here today, and he can really work his way back. He's been out for 5 weeks with an energy-sapping virus. He's directing the play at the present time, but he really has nothing to lose. And on the other hand, he would have been in a lot of trouble if Elton had been playing well and Canterbury were winning here today. Not that Elton has had such a bad game, because how was he going to get match practice being a fresh reserve on the sideline? No doubt the indignity of playing reserve grade he wasn't too keen about, but it was always an interesting decision by Phil Gould to keep him on the bench first.
Something happened out there. Something between Martin Bella and also Andrew Farrer, who's down on the ground. You don't have to be Einstein to work out where Andrew Farrer's been injured, and it hurts. Maybe they could race out with a bit of apparel they use in a game of cricket. Might help him. There's no risk what's happened. Good football. Here's O'Brien. O'Brien racing down that flank. Away it comes Terry Lamb. Away to Steve Mortimer. Back on the inside. Is there anybody at home? No, North Sydney have gathered it up. There's a chance for the Canterbury Bankstown side. Farrer's back on his feet and breathing freely again.
And Martin Bella, they're taking the ball up. He may have lost the contact lens if he wears them. Something like that seemed to be carried off the field. Apparently was a contact lens. So he's playing with only one eye functioning out there now, I suppose.
Norman May broadcast for many years with only one eye. Do a bad job.
No.
Here's North Sydney. A little kick over the top. They should win the race. They do. Great football, Dorahy. Gee, what is he, 32? Well, that's what he admits to.
And again, they've got the back spread and calling for it.
Here's the little kick from Clayton Friend. Nissen getting underneath it. The pressure from Friend and Florimo up there. In the back play, Tony Ray down injured for North Sydney. O'Brien. They haven't really looked like scoring a try at Canterbury this afternoon, have they? They've made some good ground at times, and that probably just about typifies the way they've played today, without a great deal of confidence.
Well, they're just pushing passes which aren't on. There's just really not much skill in this at all, is there, from Tony Curry? Trying to push the pass, hoping for something. They're just hoping against hope, really, that they can pull a try out of the works here.
They've made 16 handling errors, Canterbury, and here's Florimo, gone straight through. Greg Florimo, look at the red hand, fella go under the post, thank you.
Florimo has been getting all sorts of raps over the last couple of months as the up-and-coming representative 5'8". Today he's up against Terry Lamb. They haven't come man-on-man all that often, but they do this time, and Florimo stepped inside Lamb. Langmack coming out from lock, couldn't get to him. He pushes away from the cover defence and goes all the way. That is sheer class and talent by Greg Florimo. Too easy, though, the defence just nonplussed. The good step off the left, the step off the right, and away from Nissen at fullback.
Got some talent, this fellow. That's why he's in the New South Wales shadow team. 10 metres out, Dorahy. There's the kick. He struck it beautifully. It's there. And North Sydney are now leading Canterbury Bankstown. This is an embarrassment for the competition leaders. 30 points to 4.
We've seen a pass there from Brandon Lee come off, but again, it was a risky pass.
Langmack, the pass away to Tunks. Up over the halfway line. Here's Andrew Farrer again. He's had a huge second half, Farrer. The pass away. Here goes Curry. Shut the gate though and catch him. Try. Did he get it down? I think even Curry had a quick look round and have a look at the referee. I think he got the ball down, but he had a hurried look round at the referee as if to say, oh, I dropped that. Still, we get a chance to have a look at it here. And Andrew Farrer has certainly been the best player on the field in the second half for Canterbury. Very much involved again.
Langmack showing plenty of skill to get that ball away to Tunks. And at last we see the Canterbury centres with some room to move. Strong run from Farrer. He's taken into the ground, but times the pass perfectly. And Curry just enough pace to get away from the tackle. Did he get the ball down cleanly? Yes. No doubts about it. But it was good football here by Langmack. He goes wide, steps inside and slips the ball out through the gap. There was no doubt, no risks in that pass. It was a good one. And Farrer sizes up the situation, sees support coming on the inside. It was a good pass from Farrer. Curry was never going to be beaten that time. And
just a quick way he looked around. Here's the kick from Lamb. It looks good. There, 2 points to Canterbury Bankstown. Took them 65 minutes to score a try, and now they're into double figures. It's 30 points to 10. They're still 20 points behind. Sorry, Mortimer fed the scrum. Canterbury have got it. Here's O'Brien. O'Brien with a chance. Away it goes. Gillespie will score. Gillespie's in. Try to Canterbury. It's 30 points to 14. 9 minutes left in the match.
Good work on the blind side of the scrum here. Mortimer decides he'll have a try down that side. He had the winger guessing, and O'Brien manages to step away from his opposite number, and that was Kerry Bowstead, and Gillespie backing up on the inside. Good work by Canterbury to exploit the blind side. A try that really shouldn't have been scored, however. Once Mortimer came that way, we saw Bowstead was brought in 2 minds. He didn't know whether to come in on Mortimer or to stay out, and in the end he missed his opposite number, O'Brien, who did well to pull away from the tackle, and you need that backup, and it was provided by Gillespie. Here we see it once more. The final pass, trying to get across in cover with Hanson, but he couldn't quite make it.
There's the kick, just wide. 8.5 minutes left in the match. North Sydney leading Canterbury Bankstown by 30 points to 14. Buckton going from dummy half. As I was saying before, it's so important points for and against this year, because with the competition so tight, positions 1, 2, 3 and 4 could well be determined in the end by the points for and against. Of course, 5th position. Teams are equal in 5th. There'll be a playoff for 5th position.
The Norths have a 4 for and against record, so every win helps their case.
Teams can get 1st, 2nd, 3rd and 4th on points for and against, and there's a good ball from Langmack. Gillespie, back it goes to Lamb. Lamb stands, and he can't get the pass away. It's gone loose. Langmack's got it. 6 to go, says the referee. They've got a chance that they can spread it wide here quickly, Canterbury. They've got heaps of room out there, and Dunn goes on his own. Dunn, 30 metres out. Again, Mortimer quickly to dummy half. Puts Buckton in there. Dunn struggles to his feet. Plays the ball. Now it comes away. Langmack, the long pass out wide. That's Farah. Out wider it comes to O'Brien. O'Brien on his own. Still going. He's only about 18 metres out. It's Curry at dummy half. Back the open side they come. This is Nissen. Good tackle that from Bella. Buckton at dummy half. Steve Mortimer. The pass finds Dunn. Last tackle against Canterbury. 9 metres out. Ball's played. Going from dummy half. Mortimer quickly fires the pass. That's Lamb. Away it comes again, and O'Brien will score. O'Brien comes around and puts it down. It's 30 points to 18 with the kick and goal to come.
Good football by Canterbury to come back late in the game here. And moving the ball from one side of the field to the other, and the backs are looking sharp. Mortimer comes out of dummy half, the long pass, gets the ball out there to Lamb. Lamb pulls in the defence first of all. Curry does likewise as Bowstead comes off his wing. He had 2 coming at him, had no choice. He had to make a tackle on someone, and O'Brien scores. The skill to get the ball wide quickly with the long pass, and Lamb noticed a little dummy pretending that he might put the kick in just to suck 2 in. That created the overlap for O'Brien to score unopposed.
Terry Lamb moves in. There's the kick. It's a shocker. He hit the fan instead of the ball. So he's missed his last 2. And North Sydney are leading by 30 points to 18. We've got 5 minutes left in the match.
It's the North Sydney pack who certainly won the game for North, particularly in that first half. But in the second half, people like Florimo and Ian French have really come on strong. The backs have been beautifully set by North. Really good looking deep back lines to get the ball out there, and they've taken full advantage.
Trying to do too much there, Canterbury. And there's the full-time siren. The competition leaders have been knocked off by 30 points to 18.
Yeah, you know what it takes, and you're ready today to take them all on. You got the measure of your man, and you know that you can go all the way. Give it to him. Yeah, give him a taste. Give him a taste of Kiwi. Hey, Kiwi. Show him you're the best. You're the best. Give him a taste of Kiwi.
Lion Red League Nationals, the best of the clubs, the best of the Kiwis.
Give him a taste.